welcome to Oates Backyard Fish Farm in Jamaica, where I raise some tilapia in my backyard pond. I think I've spoken about how I constructed the pond already, and just now kind of watching the fishes grow, and I'll come out here and kind of jam with them a little bit, watch them grow. Now tilapia takes between 7 to 8 months to be, from the fingerling stage, which is a very small stage, to eating at about 3/4 to 1 pound. And right, it is not hard work, but it's dedicated work to watch your fish and take care of them until it's time to eat them. Because eventually, even though you get fond of them, you actually do eat them. And a lot of people grow fish in their backyard for different reasons. I grow them, one, because I like fish, I like tilapia, and tastes very nice, but I also like the challenge of kind of growing them, and seeing them coming from very tiny to very big and very nice. And again, when you grow them at home, then you get the sense of, you're eating healthy and organic. Sometimes some of the ones that you buy from the supermarket or from the fish places, they feed them with all kind of different things. But we can manage how we feed them and grow them. We pretty much feed them on, the iPro fish pellets that we feed them on, or the Aquamax fish pellets that we take in from abroad as well. So with the iPro pellets that we use is, one of the advantages of that is that it's cheaper and it's easily accessible through their farm store. But they are floating pellets, so sometimes if you don't manage, they are not floating pellets, they sink to the bottom of the pond. That's the iPro pellets. So you don't know if the fish are eating it all off until you clean the pond and you see a lot of feed down the bottom of the pond, because after a while they can't really see to the bottom of the fish pond. Now the floating pellets are brought in, they are a little bit more expensive, but you actually see what is eaten and you can manage the feeding process a little better, because how fast they're eating. If they're eating too fast, well, they can't eat too fast, because the faster they eat, the more they grow. But if they are not eating fast enough, if you're overfeeding them, and when to stop. So I mix both of them depending on the stage of growth that they are at. Right. So that kind of helps to manage the whole feeding process and so on. Raising fish, tilapia, it's not very expensive after you get into it, because it's really just buying the feed and ensure that you feed them properly, and they will grow to the eating stage. However, the cost, one of the larger costs in growing tilapia is the fact that you have to keep the pumps running all the time, 24 hours a day. You have the water pump that circulates the water, and the ear pump that, in my case, what I do, I use the ear pump sometimes and the water pump sometimes, or both, depending on, you know, what's happening with water and what's happening with the fish at the time. So that is the main cost, the fact that you have to have the pump running all the time, or your fish will die. They need oxygen, and the water, circulating water, gives them oxygen. So that is important. But the initial startup in terms of building the pond, whether you're building it in ground, where that's where I started, in ground. I dig a hole in the ground and put a pond liner in there. That startup cost, the pond liners are usually quite expensive, and just preparing in case it is a relatively expensive cost. Or if you're building a concrete pond like what I did here and set it up, that initial cost is a little expensive. But after you get into it, and so then the main cost of that is just running the pumps and feeding the fishes. Cleaning it and stuff is not that expensive to maintain. It's not that expensive to run, but bear in mind that there is a cost for the pumps. You have to have access to electricity, or if you get a solar pump, then that is something that you have to take into consideration. All right, so so it's a start in the pond, but the thing is that it's very exciting. You get something to come home to do in the evening. Look at your tilapia grow, and look at them in the water. So it can be exciting, you know. However, you have to be mindful of the cost. All right. So a little bit about fish farming in your backyard. A little bit about that, and we'll share more in the next video. So remember to subscribe, remember to click the like button, and remember to share this video. All right. Thanks very much.